So today we're talking about the brand new 18mm 1.8 prime that's been released from Lumix. Now this is a full frame lens. This is an ultra wide prime and it's part of the 1.8 prime series that we've seen them release over the past year or so. So just to recap, we've got the brand new 18mm. We also have a 24, a 35, a 50, and an 85. All of these lenses are approximately the same weight and they are all the same size, which makes them absolutely wonderful for use on a gimbal. They are also really geared toward both photo and video use for the hybrid content creator, and really geared toward the person that is the one-person crew and out there creating content on their own. Here are some particular specs for this lens. It is 340 grams and it's also splash, dust, and freeze resistant. We have 13 elements in 12 groups and we have a 9-bladed diaphragm, which gives us an absolutely wonderful bokeh that I personally just love about these series of 1.8 primes. Now inside this lens, we're gonna have 3 spherical lenses. We're gonna have 1 UHD, 3 ED, and 1 UHR lens, which combined all together is gonna give us that ultra wide angle field of view, but also keep this lens small, compact, lightweight without sacrificing image quality. Now this lens is also going to have suppressed focus breathing, which I did test out in the field, and I went ahead and used the autofocus continuous mode, and I racked focus in between my subject and the background and going back and forth. Now this lens has a close focusing distance of 8 centimeters. Now when you're that close to your subject, then the background bokeh is going to be very noticeable. The background blur looks beautiful and it really performs well. However, when you're shooting something like a cityscape or a landscape or even real estate, then with the nature of a wide angle lens, the majority of what's going to be in the field of view is going to be in focus and the background bokeh or the blur will be less noticeable. We also have linear focusing, which gives us nice, smooth, and quiet autofocusing. You can also go into the camera settings and you can set the focus ring on the lens to either be linear or non-linear. Now, just a quick note about the difference between linear and non-linear as far as the focus ring control. In a non-linear setting, the focus will move at the speed of which you turn the focus ring. And in the non-linear setting, the focus is going to move at a constant speed as you rotate the ring. However, you can also go into the settings and you can customize the rotation angle of the focus ring, which then allows you to also control the focus throw. Now, who is this lens for? Well, this lens is really all about showing scale. In fact, I've got a few shots where I shot my model out in the street and was able to capture all the buildings around us, the street itself, just really showing her in the environment. But also this is going to be fantastic for people that love to do astrophotography, great lens for that. And then also buildings, architecture, real estate, landscape, and let's not neglect vlogging as well. This is a really nice wide angle lens for vlogging. We've talked about it before, 16mm tends to be a nice sweet spot for vloggers, and the 18 is gonna fit right in with that range. I took this lens out around the streets of Austin and had a lot of fun shooting with it. I typically don't shoot a lot of work with a wide angle lens, so it really forced me to think outside my comfort zone, think outside the box a little bit, really focus on showing scale, and look just for unique ways and different ways to see things. For me personally, I typically shoot a lot of fashion and lifestyle and commercial work, so I really hang out in the 35, 50, and 85mm range. One other spec about this lens, it has a 67mm thread size. Now, all the lenses in this 1.8 series of primes have a 67mm thread size. And yes, I know that might be a small thing for some of you, but I absolutely love that. All of them having the same filter size. I don't have to carry around multiple filters, or more so, I don't have to carry around a bunch of step down and step up rings. Now, as far as pricing and availability, this lens is going to come in at $999, that's US dollars, and it's going to be available late September or early October. Oh, and back to my comment about my comfort zone, check out one of my other videos on the 35 or the 85 lens from Lumix.